Welcome to the Outside the Ring. I am here with two guests, Mr. Glenn Berger, own, owner of SCW, and Ken, aka Great Akuma. How are you guys doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing
I'm good.
good. I'll start by asking, what got you guys into wrestling?
Great Akuma.
Um, one day I went over to my neighbor's house and I saw a match on TV, and it happened to be the Hulk Hogan versus the Iron Sheik match where Hulk Hogan won the world title, and I kind of got roped in after that. You know, Saturday mornings I'd watch wrestling every Saturday morning. Then I found out it was on Sundays, and found out it was on Monday nights, and then after that it was kind of history. And I also watched the TBS 705 World Championship Wrestling, NWA.
I've heard both those promotions. Haven't watched. Heard of more so WCW because of Monday Night Wars and stuff, but I haven't watched much NWA.
Well, NWA was a company that there was a promotion down in Georgia, um, run by the Crockett promotion, and they were part of the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. And eventually, they got bought out by Ted Turner, who eventually the name of the show was called WCW, World Championship Wrestling. So Ted Turner adopted that name and turned it to the actual company name, and they ended their endorsement of the NWA, and they were a standalone company. Probably, I think it was 1990, if I'm not mistaken.
Um, Talking about WCW or more so WCCW.
Mhm.
One of my favorite wrestler of all time is Undertaker.
Good choice.
And so I found this one time at a Target, Mean Mark Callis figure. So before he was Undertaker and Varying Souls.
Yeah, I think they recently released an action figure of the Undertaker before he was the Undertaker. It was called Mean Mark Calloway. That was on shelves, I think, about 6 months ago.
I've seen pictures and stuff of it. I'm gonna turn over to you, Glenn. What or how'd you start SCW or how did that get started?
How did we start SCW?
Yeah,
Well, we ran, as you know, we did a name change. I believe
yeah.
you were there for that show. And we just wanted to make things. So we started NWCW. Um, I wanted to start something on my own, um, with the help of a couple guys, and we ran with that for about a year, I think. And I think we needed some change with um, things, programs, angles that we were doing, and we needed better better locker room. I would say better. I don't want to say talent, but more put together show on the
Yeah,
indie scene. Um, I don't want to say we run the best in the world, but I think we run a pretty good show. Um,
absolutely.
with the talent that we got, and I think you would agree to this, and a lot of other people out there would. We got some hell of a talent on our show,
Absolutely.
including the Great Akuma.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Him and what Tiger do, being Studio 86, becoming tag champs, and retaining at SCW presents Valentine's Day Destruction or something.
That's correct. You're
Oh,
correct. That is, you are correct. We actually still have some of the flyers here. That actually we will sign and give you one when we see you next time. How's that?
Alrighty.
Well, anything what Glenn said about Spirit Championship Wrestling, yeah, you we don't want to say, you know, like we're the best or we, but what we can say is the one thing that we excel at is we have a very diverse roster. You know, you'll find that we have people from all around the country and maybe all around the world that come in and wrestle for us. And we have our core faithful guys, and you know there's I'm not afraid to talk about, you know, we have a lot of competition out there, right? But
Yeah.
the nice thing about having competition is each one of them offers something different. You know, like you have, you know, a promotion out there that has death matches, right? And you have promotions that do the hardcore wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, we like to kind of keep ours more the family friendly crowd,
Absolutely.
and we love to see young faces in the audience as children. And we want to bring in characters such as, you know, Brutus Atwell, Soul Taker, Tiger, characters that, you know, kids can enjoy, and you know that can appeal to fans of all ages. You know, but you got people that like the darkness of the Soul Taker, then you got kids that just love the mystique of the Soul Taker.
How could you leave Chuck Cold out of there? That's his friend.
Yeah, but Chuck hates kids.
I don't know that that's true.
Dude, we're talking the same guy, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Chuck. I've seen Chuck rob some kids a couple times.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like you know, some candy. You know, some kids standing up front with some candy, and he, you know, kind of like pulls it out of their mouth, and you know, and he doesn't even eat it. He just throws it across the room.
Yeah, I seen him at this last show take a whole bucket of chicken, didn't share with anybody.
Oh yeah, he took it from a little 6-year-old girl. It was awful. Yeah, that Chuck.
So we hope you're listening, Chuck. We hope you're watching, Mr. Cold.
Yeah, I want to see one of these little kids come up to you, kicking your shin.
Yeah, knock you down.
I'll do it.
Yeah, see, even the guy hosting us wants to knock you out.
That's
Chuck.
kind of despicable, right? The actions of Chuck Colden. We need to bring him before the judge, the court of law, and get this man tried, because stealing from little kids, you know, that's just unjust. That's rotten too.
I don't think we ever have to worry as long as we have Maverick on our side.
Yeah.
Mm. Who were some, or yeah, who were some faces that you guys like to watch, like professionally?
As with WWE and WWF.
Like like WWE, AEW, any of those promotions.
Ooh. Your faces.
I always thought John Cena to me was great. You know, I'm a huge John Cena fan. I think yeah, he just, to me, he's the, you know, he lives the right way, he follows the rules, does the right thing, he fights for the right thing. I think John Cena to me is like a guy I really enjoy watching. You know.
That's not a bad choice. I don't know if you remember Barry Windham back in the day.
I don't
Barry
remember him, but I've heard his name.
Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda. You remember those guys?
Barry Windham is the uncle of Bray Wyatt.
So maybe if you get some time, you could do some research on him. I think I really liked him. Sergeant Slaughter, when I was your age, Maverick, he was one of my maybe a little younger than you. He was one of my favorites, Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, he was on G.I. Joe. I don't know if you know what G.I. Joe is. G.I. Joe is a program that Glenn and I used to watch when we were children.
Yeah.
I've heard of Sergeant Slaughter, obviously John Cena, Barry Windham, not so much, but Mike Rotunda, aka IRS, I've heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, maybe may I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Who's your favorite baby?
My favorite wrestler.
Yes.
Number one's obviously Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gotta throw Jeff Hardy in there.
That's a good one.
I gotta throw in, let's see,
Yeah, I saw that you made a Johnny Go sign at the last show.
maybe it was me.
Is he one of your favorites? All right.
Independently, yes. I don't know if we were
Yes.
speaking independently or professionally.
No, everything.
Oh,
Everything. You can say any wrestler that's your favorite.
throw in, I'll say some SCW people like Johnny
Okay.
Go, who allegedly called Glenn something. That is what I was told.
Yes, yes.
Um, I'll throw in, let's see, obviously Akuma and Tiger.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Really good talent there too.
yeah, Jonte Keith.
Let me ask you something real quick. So you were at the last show,
Correct.
Valentine's Destruction. And what did you think about the Great Tiger and Akuma with the Mist?
Hmm.
You might have to explain them to Mistis.
So when Great Akuma he had the Mist come out and
Yeah,
go in the
I know what the miss
yep,
is. I'm trying to think of whether I should say something while Mr. Akuma is sitting there or not.
that's why we're here. Constructive criticism is the best.
What?
Yeah, the team that we worked with on Saturday night was a very tough team. They're probably one of the toughest I've seen out there. And we were fortunate that we walked away that match. And that the Den, those two guys, that's a team to look out for because I think those guys will be up and coming and going places because I mean they gave me the run for my money last Saturday, and that they were a tough team. So I see those guys working their way back up and possibly facing us again. But next time we'll be even more prepared because I didn't do my research walking in that match, and sometimes when you become champion you get a little bit too confident
Yeah.
and you gotta stay on your toes. You kind of study footage, and if you have an opponent coming in, especially one that you're not aware of or you've never done that hasn't really, you know, they're a new team, and I should have done more research because I was very unprepared Saturday night walking into that match.
Yeah. Research can be important in this industry.
Absolutely. I got a hard question for you.
Let's hear it.
And you I guess you should be asking us the questions, but you kind of I got to ask you this one, and I've seen you around at a couple different promotions, and I know one I seen you in before you got to ours in Ohio, and
Absolutely.
you were upset with me at that one, but we'll move beyond that,
Yeah.
and um, I had to ask you, it's kind of a tough question, but what are your, I'm not gonna say single, what are your three favorite promotions right now? And
Um, I gotta go number one SCW,
thank you.
then the one down Ohio, and then IWR.
LPW,
Yeah.
good choices.
Very good choices.
Good choices.
Yeah, like I said, every promotion has something to offer everyone, and
I think we're all a little different too. I've been to pretty much all of them, and I think we all have something different.
and I would say, go out and support indie wrestling because that's where everyone works so hard to to put on a good show. And those guys in the independent scene, they love seeing more faces in the audience. And if we get more people out there to watch everyone, in every promotion, um, it makes it very rewarding to everyone, top to bottom.
Absolutely. Let's see. How did you get the ring name Great Akuma?
There was another name I wanted to use, but the person I was working for at the time when I first, worked as a Great Akuma. Well, the first show I worked for, they pronounced it wrong, and they replaced one word. And when you place one word in Japanese, it becomes a whole different word, or one letter, it becomes a whole different word. And it had a very bad meaning when way they pronounced it. Now I came back and I tried to come up with another name. The name I wanted to use was Ikijigoku, which means living in hell in Japanese, because my character was very demonic. It's based on a Japanese demon, but everyone's like, well, no one could pronounce Ikijikoku. It'd be kind of hard to pronounce. So, I had to go with the original name that I used before, Great Akuma, and it's just what I've went with ever since. And it's been, I think, about 15 years that I've been wrestling under the name Great Akuma.
So I've been wrestling as Great Akuma for 15 years, but how long have you been wrestling for?
Well, I originally I trained in 2001 in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, with the Hart family.
Legendary family.
Yes, yes. Now I was up there for about a year. I think this shy of 11 months, and I didn't have my first match until maybe the 7th month.
So it sounds like Maverick knows a little bit about the heart.
Yeah, that's good. It sounds like you do your homework on good amount of history of wrestling.
Yeah. How did you hear about SCW or NWCW?
When it was actually I used to wrestle very regularly out here in the Midwest, and I was living out in Los Angeles, California, and one of the guys at the office at NWCW reached out to me when they caught wind that I was returning back last summer, and we talked and we made it. We negotiated a little bit, and they offered me a contract, and I signed that contract. So the first place that offered me a contract from California was NWCW, and that kind of like opened the doors to other opportunities working for NWCW because other independent promotions signed me deals also.
Do you have a list of favorite matches or moments that from your career?
Um, so many so many great matches that I have with so many great guys. One that comes to mind is one I had in Pittsburgh. Well, not it's just outside of Pittsburgh. It was a city in West Newton, Pennsylvania, and it's on YouTube. You can check it on YouTube. It was a fans bring the weapons match versus myself and G Raver.
I would recommend you check that out.
It had a pretty impactful ending, and these fans were cruel because they hated my guts, and they brought stuff like toilets as weapons. I had an Xbox. They had of course thumbtack bats. We had street signs. We had ladders. I mean, these fans brought everything they could to kill me. And the match was a lot of well, it was rough. It was rough. I mean, I took me a good month before I recovered. You know, and match actually went viral for a little bit. I think it was WrestleMania a couple of years ago, and I was getting like 10,000 views a day. And I couldn't understand why all of a sudden this interest in watching that match. But it was nice because now that match has a lot of views on YouTube.
Who would you say were some of your toughest opponents?
Ooh, every opponent for me is a tough opponent, to be honest with you. So um I mean the list goes on and on, but I never approach the matches now underestimating my opponents because anyone could beat you on any given day, and that's a given. So I would say every single match I've had, every guy I've worked with is my toughest opponent.
Who is someone you'd like to face in the future?
Well, I used to wrestle Celeste Taylor a lot back when back when I was here before. But over the last 7-8 years since I've been away from the scene and out in LA, he's improved so much. And I would like to have me one more go at it with Celeste to see like if I'm able to still keep up with Celeste. And then
Yeah.
there's Father Marquise, another guy that is just he's just getting out there, and he's really made a big impact on the independent scene, especially here at SCW. He's another one I like to face. And there's the up and comer Max. He has a big mouth, and I think I would really like to be the first person to shut his mouth. And of course, last but not least, Chuck Holding. You know, I faced him a few times, but every time I faced him, he brings out that chain and he tries to cheat his way to victory. So I want to be the first guy to take that chain away from him and use it against him and show him how it feels to have that chain, smack you in the face.
Yeah.
I mean,
Me and
make him eat that.
Glenn saw firsthand Chuck use that chain at the
Yes.
promotion in Ohio, LPW.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? That's got to end. Someone's got to give Chuck a taste of his own medicine.
Absolutely.
He can't cheat to win all the time.
Absolutely. And all the people you named are SCW guys.
Yes.
I don't know. Mr.
Yeah. Well,
Berger sitting right there.
they have a very good collection of guys that I don't have to go too far to kind of get that scratch that itch. Like a
Yeah.
lot of the guys. I mean, it might sound short sighted, but a lot of the guys that I see now that I really want to, you know, have one maybe a good with are right in our own backyard. You know, even tag teams too, like the Den. The Den, the fantastic tag team. Even the congregation,
Awesome tag team.
congregation. Roddy Sarvino and Ultra. Those two guys. I know we faced them a few months ago, but those guys get better by the month. And I have a feeling that when the time comes, we're going to have a good run against those guys too. They'll give us a run for our money. So yeah, I mean, there's so many tag teams out there that the tag team division at SCWs is getting better, and I'm just happy to be a part of it because I don't want to be a champion in a division that's shallow. That would make me a paper champion, and I'd be defending the title against two random guys slapped together.
Yeah.
We want to see the best of tag teams come to SCW, and we'll be the first guys to put our titles on the line to defend that title because we want to add more prestige to the tag team championship, and we are the first SCW champions, and we're hoping that whoever is good enough to take them from us would be able to maintain that caliber of prestige for that title. Every champion at SCW has that I don't know what the word is that
I think you took him from Studio 86, right?
yes, but I think every single champion that we have, I think they are winning champions. Like they're not just title holders. Like every champion that we have that has a title right now wants to defend it against the best up and coming wrestlers and best challengers. They're not just being thrown in there with random guys that don't deserve a top contendership.
Yeah.
And that's what I think what SCW might even start looking into is having ranks and guys moving up the ladder. Like you see in boxing and the old wrestling where you see an up and comer work his way up the ladder. To that championship, which is now being held by Big Rookie.
Yeah.
One of your favorites.
Yeah.
Who's your if you don't mind me asking, who's your favorite woman wrestler at SCW? Oh,
There's a lot that division is also expanding a lot.
it is.
You know, we're getting a good collection of female wrestlers from around the country. You know, we have some from Canada, and very proud of that division. You know, it's like, you know, so many females that want to be part of this division. You know, and the ones that remain are the best of the best. You know, what do you think of Heather Blue?
She's a great talent. I actually had her on one time for my podcast.
Nice.
And that Sabrina's tough.
Not one to mess with. But
No, not at all. You know, like I'm glad she just stays in the women's division because she gives some of the guys a run for their money. That's how tough she is. Then you have
Ricky Morris.
Ricky Morris. Yeah, Ricky Morris is a new one that just kind of popped up on the scene during the women's tournament, and she's making some waves in SCW now too.
yeah.
So a lot of females. You know, we have Revna. Um, who else do we have that we could name off? That's pretty much at the top of the list right now, females.
Miss Hana.
Yeah, Miss Hana. We
I'm,
have
I'm sure you've seen her in Ohio quite a bit.
Yeah, we're glad to have her aboard STW. Who else? Who else do we have? We have quite a few from Canada too. Um, yeah, so we get them from around the country and around Canada now. You know, we have a lot of people. You know, a pretty good women's division.
You brought up when you're talking about tag team and stuff, you brought up the congregation.
Yes.
The congregation decided to get themselves involved in the Chuck Cold versus Soul Taker match.
Not lying.
What do you think of that? Because I know Soul Taker is one of your favorites, right?
Yeah,
Well, right now, we'll start off with a grudge match, and they kind of team together against Congregation.
yeah.
So that's kind of a unique situation.
I was going to say that.
In that tag match, they couldn't get along. They kept tagging each other in, which cost them the match altogether. When Congregation rolled up, I don't remember which one it was.
Well, they just added a new member to the congregation, and I believe what's his name, Glenn? Is it
Aaron Ashura.
Aaron Ashura? And I mean, they're already strong at three with between Father Marquise Ultra and Robbie Servino. They're already significantly pretty strong. Now they
Yeah.
added a fourth member,
Makes them stronger.
makes him it's almost like the congregation is the most dominant force in SCW, you know, and or I want to say dominant faction, not force,
Yeah.
because we have a lot of dominant forces in SCW. But with having the four of them together now, it kind of it's a game of numbers now, you know. And I mean, Soul Taker is a very imposing figure. He's very strong, right? But one man, four guys, it kind of makes it hard to overcome those odds a little bit. What do you think of that?
They're just adding on. I mean, like you said, they were already strong at three, and now they're added on, giving themselves more help and expanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Father Marquise has which title is it? It's the
He
Internet.
has
Internet
Championship.
Championship.
Yep.
So I mean, they have one of the major championships already
in their hands.
in their hand. Yeah, in their hands. So I mean, where do they go from here? I mean, you got Ultra and Suavino, who are a really excellent tag team, and I see them kind of rising up the ranks, and eventually they're going to have to get a shot at, myself and Great Tiger.
Absolutely.
And I mean, like I said, I have to start getting my game up because these guys that are coming in are some of the best talents. And to be a champion is it's no joke. You really have to be prepared on your toes, and you have to overcome these tough competitors that are coming up in the rank, such as Congregation. And I can't write off Studio 86. They're gonna want their rematch eventually.
And we're gonna have them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be back. And now we have the Den, which is and there's other tag teams that are gonna be popping up at SCW, and they want this to be their mainstay. And if the Den is any sign of what's going to be coming to SCW, then that division's really gonna, really be going to be a division to watch down the road. With the tag teams that are coming in.
And then we had another guy out of close to Buffalo, the Bruce Thunderstein.
Oh, jeez.
Crazy. The guy was just crazy. What's your thought on this guy?
Unique.
Unique, entertaining.
You could use that word.
Did you like what you got out of him?
I mean, it was at the end of the day, it was something.
Well, Maverick, what would be your ideal dream match at SCW?
Looking up and down. That doesn't take some thinking.
Yeah. I mean, it's such good, strong competition. I mean,
Everyone's got him on his toes.
Yes, I think any match you come up with the current roster would be a dream match for any fan. So I mean, but for you, Maverick, specifically, who do you want to see wrestle each other at SCW?
Let's see.
Yeah, we got a pretty extensive roster, don't
we? We do. We absolutely do.
Yeah, from top to bottom, we have wrestlers that can cater to any level of fandom.
I think he's got an answer for us.
It sounds random, but why not? Chuck Cole and Father Marquise.
Oh,
actually, that would be a good match.
That would be a good match.
But I would have to. I don't know. Seeing Chuck steal that candy from those kids, I'd have to go with Father Marquise. I mean, Father Marquise with his fake jewelry and
how do you know it's fake?
You see the green in his fingers.
Oh.
When you see little green. Remember, I don't know, but if you wear fake jewelry, you get the little green things, the green circles around your fingers, right? And I've seen that around Marquise's fingers. So
well, it's not fair. I mean, Marquise isn't here. We can't really talk about him.
Right.
I mean,
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about his jewelry.
Okay.
It's jewelry. It's fake jewelry.
It sounds like what they do to me. You see how they pick on me, Maverick. Everybody has a problem with me.
Yeah.
And I don't bother nobody.
Well, he did tackle Mo at the last NW or the last SCW Confidential. I don't know if you caught that. Did you watch Confidential by any chance?
No, Mo tackled me.
Yeah, there's a little situation with the girls and Mo for some reason.
Oh, you seen what happened, didn't you?
Yeah.
You seen what Ricky Morris did to me, right?
Yeah.
Was that Heather Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen what they did to me and Money Mike.
Yeah, you need to keep up with Confidential because it does give you a lot of insight on what's coming up for the next shows, and it kind of leads into a lot of the big shows because a lot of hairy situations come out of Confidential, which leads to the show. Which
I know Money Mike is one of his favorites too.
Oh, Money Mike. Yeah, Money Mike. I think every week he gets a new injury at Confidential.
Yeah, he doesn't keep his nose where it's supposed to be sometimes.
I think he 1 week
I'll keep
Well,
that noted.
yeah, he got a leg injury somehow, and he claims that someone jumped him. Then another week, didn't he get punched or something? I feel like something happened to him one week.
Yeah, he got punched by
Marquise.
Johnny Go.
Oh,
Johnny Go. Then last week he gets kicked in the
Johnny Go hit him.
he gets kicked in the breadbasket by both girls.
And it's on Confidential. You can go watch it. We're not lying to you.
Yeah, confidential. Where can we find
I thought it was
confidential?
Jonte.
Oh, Jonte did. I did so.
Well, both of them.
I think both of them did.
Both of them.
But you can catch confidential both on the SCW Facebook page. You know, we try to break it down a little.
It's also on YouTube, isn't it?
Yes, and
Yeah.
the full episode's on YouTube, and I'm hearing that confidential is going to try to, a new episode is on every other week. So and usually it's good to watch it right after our shows
To keep
because
up.
yes, they do a recap, then the other show is about the next show that's coming up usually. And you never know what's going to happen. You ask this guy's at every week, and he, gets locked in closets, and
They lock me in closets. And there's nothing but me to
I mean,
you gotta stop following.
You kind of
They-
fall for stuff that cause you to go in and get locked in.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Or
who doesn't
that,
like-
you have no one to blame but yourself for that.
I
particular.
know.
You tell him, Maverick, man. Let's see what happens next week when.
I mean, I got to be smarter on certain things.
Yeah, well,
Mo,
Yeah.
Mo as well, though. Mo as well.
Yeah.
Pounder Patterson.
Donuts 1 week what was it last week?
I found some honey buns, but I don't know how old they were, but they tasted good.
It's always something. Always finding something.
Yeah, it's a fun show to watch.
Yeah.
You never know what to expect every week, every other week at least.
Yeah. And Money Mike. Can't even believe you fell for it the one week.
See, and him and I have a problem now.
What problem? Let's hear it.
Well, he set me up. He was behind that.
Set you up for what?
He told me there was donuts out there.
Okay, that 1 week. All right, that one time. So now you magically have to go in there, see what new thing you find. All right.
So you're with me on that one.
I will not give an answer at this time.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
That's all I had for you. You got anything you want to ask me real quick?
No, I think you
Thank you.
answered a lot of questions.
Yeah.
We asked you a lot of questions today too.
Yeah.